gas tank. Ugh. Okay. The other problem with some of these farms is because the fuel tank is so close to the seed and fertiliser dispensers, you have to make sure you're outside of range of the fuel tank point before you try and fill up the thing on the back. There we go. So 480 for 1100. Still expensive. Get as close as we can to the tyre tracks made by the pass. And that should have everything pretty much close enough to finish off the row. So we'll turn that off. Okay. Finish this bit off and we'll put all this away. We'll jump back to the class and take the seeder back to the cow farm. Actually, we might do that the other way round. Leaving a gap again. I'm not going to be too fussed about too many gaps. I'm trying to get less OCD about coverage of stuff. Obviously crop, I'd like to get all of it. Fertilizer's pricey, and we used almost all of that just coming down one way. Once again, not enough to complete the field. It's going to be close though. Oh, there we go. So this will get us close to full coverage, but we're out. Fertilizer again. 2, 1, 0. Bing. And afterburners engaged. Yeah, there's a tiny little sliver there that we didn't get. Okay, so still bright sunshine. 300. That should be more than sufficient. Oh, very close to the end of that. So, line that up and go. Now I could have done this far more efficiently with GPS. I kind of need the freeform practice. And done and done. And back online. Okay. Yeah. The pharmacy keeps wanting to refill the prescription, which we transferred from them to their mail order service. And so what they've ended up doing is they phone me every week and say, do you need this refilled yet? No, I'm getting it done by my mail order service. Because the mail order service charges less for a 3-month supply. So why would you use the local one? I mean, my philosophy on medication is if the doctor says, yes, you need to take this for a couple of weeks, or we'll try this out and see how you do on it, we'll get it done by the local one, because I can get the supply immediately and we can worry about adjusting the dosage and what have you, and do that quite quickly. But once we're sort of, yes, this seems to be working for you, we'll keep you on this for a longer period, then I'm going to say, okay, well, we will, actually we'll go out this gate and close it, because we're done on this field, finally. But yeah, at that point we'll transfer it to mail order, because it's cheaper, and obviously you can time the supply or the reorder to a point where, okay, I'm going to run out in a week, order it now, and I'll get 3 months supply in about a week's time before my current load runs out. And I'm all for saving money when buying medications. But I'm also not for wasting, send me 3 months supply of this medication and we'll see how I get on with it, and have to throw away a month and a half or 2 months because, I didn't react well to that one. Fortunately not had a big deal with medications, but there is one I am incredibly allergic to. Okay, that's the sheep farm closed up. We're kind of done for that. So we'll park this on the side here. You know what I want to do? I want to check the coverage of the southern field. So yeah, we missed a little bit there, a little bit there. Everything else looks reasonably okay. I mean, there were, I think, a couple of tiny streaks along here. No, put it back. But, you know, coverage is reasonable. Similar over here. We've got... we missed a little bit in the middle, but to be fair, not a big deal. We also missed ploughing that bit there. But, you know, a huge part of the field is done. So not such a big deal. Actually, while we're here, let's save it. And we'll jump out of this tractor and go and take the seeder back. So yeah, I might find some, I might cover this area in dirt or gravel and then put in a small couple of sheds. We'll relocate the mowing equipment, possibly the collection wagon and stuff like that, balers, all down to that area there. So it's a little more convenient to the main farm, and it's also close to the majority of fields that we're actually mowing. Off there. Climb up the wall. Yay. Full level on the silage. 1.2 million still. That should last our cows a while. And jump back in the tractor. Now, where do we put the seeders in this one? Yep. To jump out for this. Oh, that looks okay. You can put that there, and we will head back to the main yard. So, at least until the last day of fall, that's the last I need of all that equipment. Because we still have now, early fall, we've got 3 more days of rain, or where rain is going to happen. I still think if the soybeans and corn ripen within the next couple of days, and we do get periods where the ground is dry enough or the crop is dry enough, we will harvest those as and when we can. But it may be a kind of stop and start job. PC, this particular journey used to be horrible. The tractor would jerk around like crazy because of all the stuff sitting around the yard and in the farm buildings. Very good here. We have enough diesel in the tractor. Hey! Turn it down.
I want mine back. I want mine back. No, you remember you like blue? I will give you the blue tablet every single day you get it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You keep it. You get to keep it. I will make at school. I will give you that one.
Okay, turn the engine off. We are done with that one.
No, actually, you can keep my
So that's our 2 class axioms.
Hey!
Hey!
But how do you want to give me
Hey!
a tablet?
Give her a tablet. Okay, where's the that one?
I hate you.
Hey! It's not nice. Okay, I'm gonna speed up time at this point since
I hate
we're
it.
kind of done with the field work. We just want the rain to come and go.
That's my tablet.
Actually, if we get another line of growth, if that grass actually starts growing, we can put down another layer of fertilizer on it, and that'll only leave one to do in spring. But winter destroys the grass back to lowest levels, so it'll reset. Why am I this far north? It'll reset the growth stage so that we're not excuse me, concentrating. Yeah, it'll reset the growth stage, but it doesn't reset the fertilizer stage, so you are able to fertilize twice or more in one stage because of the reset. Okay, diesel's good. We'll drop the weight off. Actually, we'll zoom the camera in. There we go. In the foreground there is the Biobelt's LF180 log fork, which I've used quite extensively on this farm, and which has just been released this week for Farm Sim 19, which makes me very happy. I did a test video which released to YouTube yesterday demonstrating it, and as far as I can tell it works as good as the FS17 one. Oops. And a little bit of jump. Lift it off the ground and we're good. Okay, let's put this tractor back. And jump out into the frame. Okay, let's jump to another. There we go. What's going on with this field? How do I tell? Oh, I can use the Wobster. Blah blah blah. 67% growth, 20% moisture. Doesn't tell me what's in it. So that's fertilized. Really? Those have not been planted with anything. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4. Oh. I'm planning to plant stuff in these fields, which is why I removed the oilseed radish. What level of fertilisation? They've just been cultivated. They have 2 stages of fertilisation, which would be the slurry and the stuff. 2 is growing. Okay, oilseed radish. We're going to be putting corn, possibly corn. We'll plant soybeans over here, which is why I haven't ploughed those. But these are going to need some winter crops in. When can we do that? Alt S. Anytime now. We can plant wheat, barley and canola, which was what my plan was back. Actually, while we're there. Pigs, very cheap. More value midwinter. Okay, people like bacon in the midwinter, so that's when we'll worry about that. So I do actually want the cedar sometime soon. Although I might wait till the end of today. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'll just transfer the bales over to the BGA at with the time up. There we go. It's about to start raining, which was the whole point of speeding up the time. Oh, actually, I wanted to wait on the planting until closer to winter. So probably full day 5 is when we'll do it. There we go. And bales and more bales. Ooh, all fall down. Do is we'll take the back road up to the BGA, so this is more direct than going through the main yard. What I might do is drop these in the second silage bunker if there's space. Oh crap. Let's see where I was going there. Wonder if lights will make a difference. Not too much. Turn the backs off. Okay. Now, chances are this gate is closed. Yes. On, backs on, Christmas tree on. Turn the back light off. There we go. Now we're lit up like a Christmas tree. So it'll take us a good while to transfer these bales over to the BGA. Don't think I mentioned, I'm thinking I'll probably put them in the first silo bunker to segregate them from the bales already there. But because the digester runs so slowly, I'm going to be feeding them in quite at irregular intervals. Can't go in that way. Don't see anything glinting through the left, so oops, that was close. Through here, because that first bunker I'm already dropping chaff into, and the corn harvest, when we get round to doing that, we'll bring that up here because I don't have a spare silo on the farm. Okay, there we go, and move it over to about there. Unload and do the same again. Move it over to about there. We'll back up so they're a little bit close together. Load them there. As it is, we can't sell any of the silage until tomorrow morning. 9 hours, was it? Yeah. So the silage will be good by about 8 o'clock tonight, but I'm probably going to skip the night. The thing was, on the fields I was cutting, I needed to get them done before the end of the day, so that day 6 fall we'll be able to recut those fields with a full 100% yield. Because of the way seasons works, it takes 6 days with a 6-day season to grow a field to 100%. So obviously I get, since it doesn't start growing until the first day of spring, you can cut first day of summer, first day of fall. Winter the grass is destroyed again, so you don't get a full 100% on the first day of winter. So you have to cut it early on the 6th day of fall, and you get about a 66% yield on that particular day. The alternate, which I think I screwed up this year, was to cut last day of spring, which would be a 66% yield, and then the last day of summer, last day of fall to get 200% yields. But because of the bad weather in fall, I'm thinking in future I probably want to do first cut first day of summer, second cut first day of fall, and then last cut on the last day of fall, if the weather's good enough. And if the weather's bad, then we can just say, well, it's not a disaster if we don't get the last cut. Okay, what am I doing? Turn on the pickup. There we go. Come on, fall down. Magic flying bales, okay. And we'll see if we can tag a couple of those along the hedge. Yep, there we go. Turn it down. Yeah, I know yours is turned down. And there we go, short rainstorm. Sun is coming out, the ground is drying, we won't be able to do anything for another 6 hours probably. Maybe a bit shorter. Actually, we still have the rain warning though. Although I've never seen it rain twice. It'll rain and then it dries out. Probably tell. Jump to the cab. I think the windshield wipers work on this. As with most of the vehicles in FS17, if they do have functioning windscreen wipers or windshield wipers, then they auto turn on when it rains. Kind of like my car. So my one gripe with my car and that particular circuit is it resets when you turn the engine off. So if you've left the wipers in detect rain mode rather than on, it will, it won't be in detect rain mode when you turn the engine and when you start the engine. Which means you have to turn the wipers off and then turn them back to rain sensing mode every time you start the engine. Assuming you live in wet country. Now the fog lights, I'm perfectly happy with operating that way because it's a push button and the push button's just a toggle. So there is no on or off position. So when you turn the engine on, when you turn the engine on, it will reset the circuit to off. But you just tap the button once to toggle it from off to on. That's not a big deal. I actually like that in a vehicle, considering living in England for so long and the number of people who would have their fog lights on 6 days after the last fog event, blinding everyone coming up towards them. It's just plain annoying. Okay. Turn on the driving lights now. It's bright enough that we don't need the full set of lights on the front on. We win. Slowpoke. And we still haven't hit anything, although we have come a little bit close. So I was watching, what was it, Farmer Klein's review of Field Mountain for Farm Sim 19, which is a Swedish farm. I kind of like that farm. So I may take a look at doing something on that farm later. I might not do it now. I mean, obviously we've got quite a ways to go on this farm. My estimations, we need to get back to summer to get the cows breeding so that we can finish off the cow breeding achievement, which was my stated goal of playing this. But eventually we're going to get to the point where this farm... Oops, did I push the right button there? I don't know. That would be no. There we go.
4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That one. But there will come a time when we need to retire this farm and move on. And I might do something like Field Mountain. I'm currently doing, from Farm Sim 19, I'm currently doing New Bartleshagen and or Hagen, not sure how it's pronounced, on Tuesdays, and Mercury Farm on Fridays when we don't play on the multiplayer farm. Now, since I generally don't play when the kids are up, except on Saturday mornings, that will be, I'm generally missing the multiplayer session. But that means I'll stream Mercury Farms after that stream finishes, after Arthur finishes on that stream. But as soon as the current World of Warships event finishes, which is the British Royal Navy carrier event, I'll probably not do any World of Warships on Wednesday and go back to streaming something else. Which gives me the option of doing a third farm. Still no crash. But we will have to slow down for this dude. Now, I don't like running too many farms. I mean, even this one, because we didn't play it last week, it was kind of a slow start figuring out what needed to be done and where. But it's not like it's not like I'm running a YouTube video where I'm, rather than playing for a couple of hours here and then I'll play a couple of hours here and then cut the videos up into sort of under under an hour length each. Excuse me, still concentrating. What I will do, with YouTube, what most people will do is they'll play offline for a few hours and then they'll release 30-minute, heavily edited 30-minute videos. Now, I don't have a video editor, so that's not something that's going to happen to me for a while. Plus, I prefer streaming. But if you're only doing 30-minute YouTube videos, then it's kind of easier to play one farm at a time, because you keep some continuity, maybe two. I mean, I did have a potential thought for running a map and running it as a single play multiplayer type of thing, where each session you play on a different farm. So you could have a logging operation, you play a logging operation one day, you've got an arable section, you play arable farming on a day, and then you have, say, an animal section where you're tending your chosen animal for a day. And you cycle through that on sort of a 3-stream schedule. But potentially while I'm doing, say, logging, I can always set the arable farm off to harvest his crop on a helper, and then come back to that the next day. That is just a thought. And all my games at the moment are set for single play. I could probably do a limited multiplayer if someone wanted to join, but it would be pre-arranged. Okay, this is when we're going to do this, and something we both commit to. But it wouldn't be a multiple farm deal. It would be us working the same farm, a bit like Arthur does with folks like Kyle and Micah and B-Dog when he's in the country. But this farm, because it is so established, never would become a multiplayer farm. Because there's at least a couple of mods I'm using which don't play well in multiplayer. I think there's possibly some other mods which are no longer available anywhere, which makes coordinating kind of tricky. Plus it's my farm. Yeah, when you get to sort of 500 hours played on a farm, it's kind of a personal deal. I mean, that said, this farm would work quite nicely as multiplayer. Oh, let's go. Chicken. How are we doing? Oh, we're not even close to finishing this silo yet. So that's good. A little bit more. Oh, there goes one tablet. Okay, we might get another 2 stacks, and then we'll have to start double stacking. Now we've got the former foster kids coming over tonight for the night, because it's the elder lad's birthday. So there will be pizza, and there'll probably be cake. And the kids might get some if they behave. Ow. It's a little bit tight there. 6 o'clock in the evening already. Good. And the crops are still wet. Today I have to go to Costco because we're out of salt for the water softener. And paper towels and toilet paper and that sort of stuff, which we usually buy in bulk. And I think we need some milk to make the cake with, so that'll be a thing too. Okay, let's turn the back on, turn the front on, and do a drive-by of the stacks of bales. Zoot, zoot. And another one. Thank you. And they all fall down.